I invite the last speaker, Dr. Resham Thapa, who is a renowned economist and academician, for his sharing his ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hello. Hello. Thank you. Since I move a lot as a teacher, that's how I prefer to use my own mic. Honorable Chair, fellow panelists, and first row dignitaries, basically all are very great people, already been led kind of state, I would say. I never saw or attended this kind of conference and this level of disciplined audience either. Thank you all the audience for tolerating us for 2 days and this disciplined manner. I will start as we started something MCC related debate. This is quite uncomfortable to share in front of you all, but we started very late. Two of the topic in Nepalese society that grassrooted, one was remittance. It is totally grassrooted issue and we totally misunderstood it. We never debate in depth regarding remittance. And another issue is MCC is the only issue after Mahakali Sandhi that totally polarized our society. And maybe we learned a lot from this as well, but it has a lot of cost as well. So in this pretext, I will be really trying to make today the last presentation and last gathering a little bit, interesting. Interesting in the sense, my lines, they say, have you ever heard of having rails in Kathmandu? Right? Yeah, a lot we heard about monorail, this rail, that rail, even podcast, Portway or something like that. Have you ever heard of it? That the Kathmandu already got rail. Kathmandu already got rail before bus and car came to Kathmandu. The point I want to bring is, let's try to understand Nepal. Try to understand our society. What was Nepal? If we don't understand Nepal, then we don't understand what the policies, domestic policies and other policies will really make sense for us, right? So, have you ever observed some of the electricity poles from Kirtipur to Dachirkali on the way? Couple of poles are there. Those poles, electricity poles, that electricity generation was first electricity generation in Asia even, right? So electricity poles are made of train leaks. Those electricity poles are the leaks. We dismantle the leaks. We picked certain leaks from the store and we use that electricity, this leaks iron, chunk of iron as an electricity pole. See? That's how there were already train in Kathmandu before bus and car came. We never knew it. We only know New York, we know Beijing, we know many bigger cities, but we never know Kathmandu. I think Bhujushar knows this. So, as I was in the field somewhere in Rameshap area, this is the bridge picture. I have picture without that slab. Iron, totally Nepali iron. Engineering, totally Nepali engineering. Suspended cross Koshi. 4 of the such bridges are constructed before 1900, right? Neither Nepali army was involved there, nor US army was involved here. This is the story I want to bring here because a lot of army thing we talked about yesterday. right? This is the bridge. It is available still. I don't know. It was there until 2011, right? And even one is nearby Lamabagar. I don't know it is available or not. See, before 1900, we had a bridge where totally domestic raw material, domestic knowledge, and no army, neither a domestic army nor foreign army, formally or informally, directly or indirectly involved. See, this bridge is very famous in Kathmandu now, I think. Chobar Bridge. This is the Chobar our government want to dismantle or something. See, the first one is, it reads that Chandra Shamsher made this bridge. His position is Brigadier General or something. I want to bring the army picture out here. And the idea was from Scotland. And it was completed this bridge was under operation in 1903. Forget about First World War. This is how army comes in the picture. This is how knowledge comes in the picture, and this is how our relation and technology share comes in the picture before 100 years. Then that's how it's talking about. Two groups are here in Kathmandu basically. One is extremely, in any project army comes, and one says extremely no, army does not come. Show me the army barrack. No, this is not how we debate the issues, and this sensitive issues, army involves or army does not involve. Before going to MCC, Mr. Chair, allow me 4 minutes more. What happened there is, again, Chandra Shamsher, in 1922, before First World War, Chandra Shamsher constructed 22-kilometer long cargo ropeway. See, the crazy thing in our valley is, we constructed in Kathmandu, nearby Kathmandu, and after 30 years, we extended this cargo ropeway towards Hetaunda, right? The development originated in Kathmandu and then goes to Tarai. And what happens there, in 1964, after Second World War, we extended that with the support of US aid, and that US aid extended the Leak Road from today's Kuleshwar Kathmandu or Tripureshwar goes to Janametri College and goes to this second phase of our civil homes, goes to Balku. New Balku is Ring Road Balku only, Purano Balku is somewhere else. Goes to Balku and goes to Thankot, and that road's today's name is Leak Road. Why it is Leak Road? Because if you dig that road underneath, it's train leak there. Basically, that train was the transportation of goods and services from Thankot to core city. This is what I'm talking about. Train was there already, and leak marga is already there, right? And electricity poles are already there. It means, what happens then? Another interesting incident during this 19 days civil agitation, a couple of us were in near Kalanki, and police really chased us, and we went to this Pulano Balku. In that day, I just read it, I have a picture of that. Nearby was a bridge, and that bridge was a dilapidated kind of bridge. Train is to pass there, and it is still there. It reads that made by US Army in 1929, before global economic great crisis even, right? So the bridge is there. US Army was there. Before 100 years, US Army was here. Yesterday I think some of our leaders want to know where is US Army. It was there 100 years ago, right? And we should not derail the issues just arguing lopsided arguments. So things were there already, but I'm not saying that was bad or good. It's up to you, it is good or bad, right? So that's how, after that only car comes to Kathmandu. After that only vehicles comes Kathmandu, and after that only car comes to Kathmandu in the soldier of poor people, right? Car comes to Kathmandu before road comes. Before car comes, train comes in Kathmandu. See, that's how we should know our history and talk about it. Let's bring down to foreign aid now. In foreign assistance as well, if I pick only Nepal, the picture would be different, right? Let's play whatever variables, data or measurements we can play. If we go in terms of per capita, it will look like different. If we go volume, it will look like different. And if we measure in national per capita income based on national income, based on GDP, it will look like different, but this is how South Asia looks like. Nepal looks very safe than anyone else. But my idea of this picture is the Sri Lanka looks far below than Nepal, right? But Sri Lanka was already in the trouble then. If only one indicator tells the truth or a full picture of the story, then we should not rely only the data. That's how we look like in the safe zone than Sri Lanka, but Sri Lanka already got that kind of problem. Then what debate is going on then? Sometimes it's good to speak late. That's how I can pick some of the ideas, yesterday's ideas, and I just can skip a couple of issues. See, the state mechanism, global governance, and bridge, right? The theme I can make a conclusion of whatever we presented today or yesterday was the state mechanism. We talked a lot about state mechanism. Then we talked a lot about global governance, and we talked a lot about army. Now, being a teacher and being an economist in the university, this is my role, what literature says, bring that picture in the scenarios, right? Before going to direct MCC, let's talk about democracy angle then. What was the biggest force that pushed kind of a lot of conditional, unconditional loan, grant and assistance, including MCC in Nepal and Nepal type of societies? The one bigger picture angle is democracy, right? And it prevails, it helps, it supports democracy, and democracy is a panacea. That's the argument. Then if we go for foreign aid, improve democracy, that's the American paper, and leading paper is very biggest of the big paper from the Economist Journal, and it's a Western writer. Therefore, what they say is foreign aid does not improve democracy, right? It means one of the angles they say democracy to prevail, to improve, to enhance democracy, and we need foreign assistance, including MCC. That is not true. Democracy and foreign assistance are not directly related in global papers and global pictures. Let's come to the MCC now. Then I don't know why, maybe some reason there. There are only 4 A grade credible, I would say. For me, I have to cite somewhere, right? Only 4 credible papers in Economist till date regarding MCC, right? That's quite funny. So one is in Economist Letter, Harvard published this, and in Economist Letter, what they write is why it pays for aid recipients to take note of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, others donors do, what other people will do. Then this paper says, then as we kind of 30-40 countries in those days, using until 2010 data only, submitted in 11 and published in 12. Think again, published in 12, not 25. Then it concludes that as you are in MCC, sign it, I mean, you cross the threshold, you got it, and you are trying to have a second round as well. 3 categories of countries are there. As those countries are compared economically with other similar countries, and they conclude that, yeah, even if it has no direct positive significant impact, but it will complement other countries' assistance. And other countries, 3 types of other countries' assistance are there. One is, beside MCC, American support. One is American allies support, for example, say England and America or something like that. And others are little bit not in same allies group, Germany, China, and that kind of assistance. If what happens, and they say any type of foreign assistance in any form, multilateral or bilateral or loan or grant, it will complement, is the conclusion of this paper published in 2012 using global data. These 3 days I'm behind this. A couple of my students are supporting me, but if we collect data today until 2024, we have a lot of dimensions out there. None of the coefficients they say are positive. None of the coefficients they say are significant. It means I have serious doubt they have some data issues. Either sampling issues only until 2010, because it started 2002 but technically operated in 2008 and onwards. That's how that should be sample selection bias. Serious issue in the data, right? And maybe recent data, it is not only available to me, everybody got this data, and maybe they tried and it comes negative, and they are not really interested to publish negative. That's what one of the most debated, most cited MCC paper in economics is about, and we can easily refute it. And second goes Third World Quarterly, relatively credible journal. And they write, does Millennium Challenge MCC reinforce capitalist power structure or empower citizens? This is another mostly cited and most talked paper in MCC in economics and political economy angle. It says, yes, it supports kind of capitalist power structure. However, the conclusion, 2 lines even in the conclusion is, however, it will even support the people. They can counter back, fight back, or really refute back if needed, if that kind of power structure is embodied. It means by force, jabarjast, they are trying to make it acceptable paper. Then another one is a relatively low level, I would say, journal from the point of view of the effectiveness of Millennium Challenge Corporation grants in
you have 3 minutes
growth. And it says, no, none of the 3 conditions, threshold, amount, and nothing improves growth. And thanks to, what happened there? Thanks to Hari Rokadai. And interestingly, Hari Roka wrote one incredible paper. Out of 4 serious papers in economics, one is from Hari Roka. And he says, why we oppose Millennium Challenge Corporation in Nepal. And 3 points we already debated yesterday, right? One is related to not only to Nepal territory, it is India should be appropriate, and some international law and sovereign law, and some contesting issues are there. So that's how we have to reject this. This is the idea of Hari Rokadai. So if so, then what we learned then? 2 points only. Just 1 minute, I will request, sir. What's happening there? Don't use anything there, please. This, what we learned then, what is happening there? Okay. So, in 1 minute, what's happening here then? See, this week only, this month, we have a couple of reports, government reports. Second generation of reforms. Totally stupid report, I would say, at least from the academia, I have that right to tell, right? They call it second generation of reforms. That's not true. Second generation is seeking for right direction for capital account convertibility, and that is only the shopping list. Government forms something new, high level, some committee, totally novice people. Even they don't have even a single credible document, and even a single credible academic source. And it means government is producing documents that is not in line with whatever plan even they made themselves. It has nothing to do with 16 plan. It has nothing to do with other kind of long-run perspective plan, and they produce some paper. And alternative development bill, do you guys remember? Yesterday it passed, right? The day before yesterday, our parliament passes the alternative development financing bill. I don't know what alternative finance we are looking for. And PM's visit, China and India, visit is going in the basket. And both sides extremes exist there in foreign aid. We are talking both side extremes. One is it will be everything, and we are saying it will be totally disaster. In this pretext, what we understood is the constitution, Nepal constitution never thought of big push theory, right? Our constitution, knowingly or unknowingly, we write it, constitution is a socialist constitution. The idea is, the basic idea, most basically the political person should really understand and really improve, is our constitution says, basic essence of our constitution is, our federalism is, improve health, whatever you can do, improve education, make a better society, then after only think of growth. We never needed super huge investment. Then in alternative bill, whatever we are thinking, whatever this MCC and other BRIs are trying to enforce us, that a huge investment. We never thought, our constitution, our structure, never dreamed of having super investment like bigger than fast track and bigger than Buri Gandaki and all. Why we need alternative fund? Because particular private sector fund we want to bring in Nepal, and that is going to be another disaster, bigger disaster than MCC. That's how we never learned from MCC. My last point is, we never learned from MCC. Why? we have to trust our private sector, but we shouldn't forget that state monopoly is better than private monopoly. But our state, our private sector, our media, academia and political parties are behind creating private monopoly in this society. That's going to be bigger disaster than MCC, because we should, I iterate again, the state monopoly is better than private monopoly. I'm not promoting private monopoly. I'm not promoting command and control economy, but state monopoly is far better than private monopoly. Then being economic issues and agendas in a policy table is very, very poor in Nepal. Therefore, my conclusion would be, in the short run, formal institutional quality improvement. We have to have, let's think this way. If we don't have, just 1 minute, sir. If we don't have a better regulator, then why we really give permission for Mero Mobile, right? We never thought of having good, regulation capacity of that related business, and private sector comes and there's a capital flight, huge capital flight. In that way, we have very poor institutional quality. Because of that, 92's liberalization, I'm in support of liberalization, but we never planned how to handle it. We just liberalize it. And same way, we are trying to liberalize the economy, and long run, we have to improve informal institutional qualities. And informal, I mean to say, your political party need to be improved.
I think you should stop now.
And thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a seat, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so we also have come to the economic dimension of MCC. We have deliberated a lot upon sovereignty, the political issue like that. But financially also MCC doesn't seem to be viable, because the economists have analyzed, and I was hoping something will come from Dr. Thapa also, that the MCC costing of building of transmission line is 4 times more expensive than what NEA was doing in the past. So the economist, the reference are there in the document. I'll speak in Nepali also, okay? Our Chinese friend is just, I want to say that it's very economically expensive. And therefore, what happened was that when the bidders came for building these transmission lines and all, they bid very high, much more than what the MCC budget was there. So the government has to cancel that bid, So they were inflating it. And in the context that already whatever Nepal government has allotted, it was 4 times higher than what NEA was used to build the transmission line in the past. So त्यसकारण मैले के भन्न खोजेको भने यहाँहरुलाई यो हामीले के पनि बुझ्नु जरुरी छ भने यो ग्रान्ट भनिरहेको हुन्छ एमसीसी को 500 मिलियन भन्ने त्यसमा नेपालले कति पैसा हालेको छ हैन 197 मिलियन नेपालले हाल्छ US डलर त्यो भनेको 39% हो अमेरिकाले दिएको अहिलेसम्मको संसारभरिमा सबैभन्दा बढी कुनै एउटा देशले पैसा हालेको छ भने नेपालले हालेको छ र यदि त्यो चाहिँ हाम्रो नेपालले नै कन्स्ट्रक्ट गरेको ट्रान्समिसन लाइनहरु भन्दा 4 गुना बढी महँगो हामीहरुले चाहिँ निर्माण गर्न पैसा खर्च गरिरहेको हुन्छौं र त्यो महँगो गर्दिएको हुनाले अब जुन भारतीय कन्ट्र्याक्टरहरुले बिड गर्न आए उनीहरुले यति महँगोमा बिड गरे कि गभर्नमेन्टले धान्नै सकेन त्यो क्यान्सल गर्नु पर्यो फेरि रिबिड गर्नु पर्यो त्यसलाई हैन यहाँहरु सबैलाई थाहा छ त्यो कुरा भने हामी आफै सस्तोमा जुन बनाउँथ्यौ त्यो महँगोमा बनाउन थाल्यो त्यो एउटा प्रेसिडेन्ट सेट गर्दै छौं र जुन कुरा चाहिँ 197 मिलियन डलरमा हामीले एमसीसी खालको जुन प्रोजेक्ट छ नेपालको हितमा हुने हो भने त्यो बनाउने नै हो भने त्यही 197 डलरमै बनाउन सक्थ्यो होला नि त नेपालले 4 गुना सस्तोमा बनाउँछौ भने त्यसको लागि हामीले त्यो 500 डलर लिनुपर्ने त्यही चीज बनाउनलाई र हाम्रो सबै यो सोभरेनिटीका कुराहरु हैन उनीहरुको चाहिँ अमेरिकन सेक्युरिटी इन्ट्रेस्टहरुमा गएर जानुपर्ने किन आवश्यकता छ नेपाललाई त्यो कुरा चाहिँ हाम्रो पोलिटिकल लिडरशिपहरुले किन नबुझेको र यति बेला जब चाहिँ यो 12.ID पार्लियामेन्टरी भनेको कुराहरुको आधारमा एमसीसी कम्प्याक्ट हामीले गर्ने भनेर भनिरहेको त्यसको कुनै भ्यालिडिटी नै छैन त्यसको औचित्य छैन त्यसको लिगल बेसिस छैन भनिरहेछौं भने अब हाम्रो नेतृत्वहरूलाई यो समस्या आउँछ कि यो एमसीसीलाई कसरी भोलि इन्टरनेसनली नेपालले डिफेन्ड गर्ने हो, किनभने पार्लियामेन्टले त एमसीसी कम्प्याक्टलाई 12 पोइन्ट आइडीमा मात्रै उसले चाहिँ मन्जुर गरेको छ र 12 पोइन्ट आइडीको कुनै हैसियत छैन भने एमसीसी कम्प्याक्ट भनेर कसरी नेपालले चाहिँ एक्सेप्ट गर्न सक्छ? यो क्वेसन उठिसक्यो तर पोलिटिकल्ली। तर इकोनोमिकल्ली पनि यो के भयो भने यो ग्रान्ट लिएर हामीले एकदम महँगो बनायौँ हाम्रो काम गराइलाई, जुन चाहिँ हामीले पैसा थपेको छौँ 197 मिलियन, त्यही पैसाबाट यो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रान्समिसन सबै बन्न सक्थ्यो, त्यो हामी बनाउँदैनौँ हैन। र बाहिरबाट कन्ट्र्याक्टरहरू लिन्छौँ जसले चाहिँ एकदमै महँगोमा उनीहरूले बिड गरिरहेछ, त्यतितिर लैजान खोजेको हामीले। यो पहिलो प्रश्न। दोस्रो प्रश्न चाहिँ के हो भने यो एमसीसी जुन प्रोजेक्ट छ, अघि रत्न संसारजीले पनि भन्नुभयो, त्यो चाहिँ भारतलाई कसरी बिजुली बेच्ने भन्ने किसिमले निर्देशित जस्तो देखिन्छ होल कन्ट्र्याक्टर। इभन त्यो डकुमेन्टमा पनि यो छ कि यो एमसीसी कम्प्याक्ट भन्दाखेरि भारतलाई पनि सँगै राखेर बनाइएको भन्ने डकुमेन्टमा लेखेकै छ त्यो हैन। र त्यसको रिजल्ट पनि त्यही देख्छौँ कि यहाँको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्युस गरेर भारतलाई कसरी बेच्ने भन्ने कुरा। त्यसकारण र उहाँले युएसएआइडीकै डकुमेन्ट देखाउनु हो रत्न संसारजीले कि यदि त्यो बिजुली नेपालमा प्रयोग गर्ने हो भने त्यो 86 सेन्ट्स पर युनिटको बेसमा हामीलाई नाफा हुन्छ। हामी 5-6 सेन्टमा बेच्दैछौँ भने हामीलाई 80 सेन्ट त हामीलाई घाटा यतिकै परिरहेछ। भने हामीले यो स्ट्राटेजी किन बनाउँछौँ कि खालि इन्डियालाई नै बेच्ने भन्नेतर्फ हाम्रो सोच किन जान्छ? हाम्रो त्यो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नेपालको डेभलपमेन्टको लागि गर्छौँ भन्ने किन सोच्दैनौँ? हामी भुटान जति पनि किन हुन सक्दैनौँ जसले चाहिँ उसले इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रड्युस गर्छ र आफ्नो टर्ममा इन्डियालाई बेच्छ? सो यो कुराहरू चाहिँ यो सिरियसली आएको हुनाले अब यो वाट नेक्स्ट, अब हामीले के गर्ने त्यो एमसीसीको बारेमा? अहिले इन्टरनेसनल एसिस्टेन्सको जनरल कुराहरू त गरियो, तर हाम्रो फोकस चाहिँ एमसीसी हो। अब एमसीसी के गर्ने त भन्ने कुराहरू पनि यहाँहरूको जुन छलफलहरू गर्दाखेरि तपाईँहरूले यो कुरा राख्ने, एमसीसी बन्द गरियो भने के हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि आइसक्यो। त्यो लाइनमा पनि सोच्न सकिँदैन र। जब अमेरिकाले युनिल्याटरली विदाउट कज बन्द गर्न सक्छ हैन भने नेपालसँग पनि त्यो टर्म छ। तपाईँको जुन मैले सुरुमै भनेको थिएँ क्लज 5 एमसीसी कम्प्याक्टको, त्यसको 5.1 म एकचोटि तपाईँहरूलाई पढेर सुनाइदिन चाहन्छु। एमसीसी कम्प्याक्टको क्लज हो यो 5.1 मा टर्मिनेसन सस्पेन्सन क्लजमा यसले के भन्छ भने इदर पार्टी मस्ट टर्मिनेट दिस कम्पाउन्ड, इदर पार्टी मे टर्मिनेट गर्न सक्छ भनेको विदाउट कज इन इट्स इन्टायरिटी बाई गिभिङ द अदर पार्टी 30 days प्रायर रिटर्न नोटिस। त्यति भए पुग्छ। तपाईँले कज पनि देखाउनु पर्दैन, 30 दिनको नोटिस दिएर यसलाई टर्मिनेट गर्न सकिन्छ। एमसीसी मे अल्सो टर्मिनेट दिस कम्प्याक्ट और एमसीसी फन्डिङ विदाउट कज इन पार्टमा पनि गर्न सक्छ, कम्प्लिट फुल पनि गर्नु परेन उसले, बाई गिभिङ गभर्मेन्ट 30 days नोटिस। यो भनेको त्यति हो। तपाईँले कम्प्लिटली इरेज पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ अथवा यसको थोरै यतिसम्म म हटाइन्छु पनि भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ पहिलो क्लजले। त्यसपछि चाहिँ उसले सबै गभर्मेन्टको कुराहरू गर्यो। गभर्मेन्टले यो गरेन भने, यो पोलिसी मानेन भने, अमेरिकन हैन पोलिसीसँग यो मिलेन भने, यो भने सबै उसले चाहिँ यसलाई रेज गर्ने राइट रिजर्भ गरेको छ भने यही क्लज अनुसार चाहिँ नेपालले अब हामीलाई एमसीसी चाहिँदैन किन भन्न सक्दैन? जब हामीलाई न इकोनोमिकली फाइदा छ न पोलिटिकली फाइदा छ भने त्यो कुराहरू जेन्टली यही कुराहरू यस्तो यस्तो भनेर त्यो यति बेलामा जति बेला चाहिँ अमेरिकाको नीति पनि प्रेडिक्टेबल छैन। अहिले ट्रम्पको ट्यारिफहरू आएछ। युएसएआइडीले गर्नुपर्ने हेल्थको, एजुकेसनको एकदमै काम लाग्ने कुराहरू बन्द भइरहेछ, तर एमसीसी चाहिँ उसले एक्जेम्प्ट गर्छ किन? यो प्रश्नहरू नेपालीहरूले उठाउनु पर्दैन? त्यसकारण अब यहाँहरूको डिस्कसनहरूमा चाहिँ एउटा सुझाव आओस् अब कसरी अगाडि बढ्ने भनेर मैले यति कुराहरू राखेको।